This is for anybody who is getting into the music realm and you are somebody that you don't know whether to get a keyboard workstation, a synthesizer, an MPC, whatever you're thinking of getting. I'm going to tell you my honest opinion on this, and the video is going to be shaky because I'm walking, but what I have had in the past and what I still have, I have an MPC-1. I just got a Roland Phantom 06 keyboard, but I don't know if I'm going to be keeping that or not. Yeah, it's a really good keyboard, but it's just not like the MPC-1. It's just not as intuitive and quick at, making sequences. Even though it's not bad, it's just not like the MPC-1. But I know the experiences that I have had with synthesizers and keyboard workstations and MPCs and drum machines. I know for a beginner tool, there are two things that I would recommend to anybody. I would recommend the Roland JDXI because there are synthesizers, there are instruments, but only a few. If you're looking for orchestral, bells, whistles, strings, things like that, yes, they have some really good strings on there, but you would have to get a keyboard workstation for something like that. But okay, I kind of lost train of thought. But yeah, the MPC is more for drum-oriented stuff. It's more for the MPC is not good with strings and bell sounds and things like that. I think they need to improve on those things. I'm not saying that the MPC Key 61 has some really good sounds. I have heard them, but they just don't sound like Roland, Korg, Yamaha, other synthesizers. It just doesn't sound the same. It's similar, but there's just something about hardware keyboards that cannot be matched. And the MPC-1, if you are a pad drummer, or you are someone that wants to make like drum patterns and drum rhythms, then that's something good for you. But if you're looking for like synthesizers and good orchestral sounds, the MPC-1 just doesn't have it for me. And this is where it highly lacks, is the fact that it doesn't have better bells and strings and flutes and stuff like that on it. So, hey, what's up, guys? So you're not going to really find that on them. So what would I prefer to anybody? That's what I was talking about. I would definitely recommend the Roland JDXI for a beginner, someone who is just starting to get into from scratch music production. That you want to make your own music. You want to make your own beats, your own rhythms. This has all of the original 808 drums. It has all the original 707s. It has all the original, EDM and Latino kits and stuff like that. So you really can't go wrong with it. And the synthesizers are not bad. The synthesizers on the JDXI are not bad. The instrument sounds are, they're iffy. They don't, they're just, it's not an instrument machine. It's a synthesizer, drum machine workstation. And here's the thing. The Roland Phantom 06, now I know this is a very expensive piece of gear. It's very expensive. But this has really good sounds, but the drum sounds do not sound, they just don't have the hit to them. They just don't have that tone that I like to them. And it's almost weird because the Roland JDXI actually, the drum sounds actually sound a tiny bit better in my opinion. They sound like more loud when you put it on the thing. But here's what I'm saying with this video. If you're looking for an all-in-one workstation, the best all-in-one workstation right now is the MPC-1. That is the best all-in-one workstation if you're looking to make beats or music. But if you're looking to make orchestral music like Hans Zimmer, someone like that, then you would want to look more towards a keyboard workstation. You would want to look more towards something like a Roland Phantom or a Roland FA06, you know, something like that, or something with Yamaha or Korg or someone like that. Yeah, the MPC-1 is more for drums and synthesizer sounds, but they're not, it's software in hardware. See, this is where people get confused with the MPC-1 standalone. Standalone does not mean that you are using hardware sounds. You are using software sounds in hardware. See, this is where everybody gets confused with this whole hardware software thing. When you are using, and forgive me for the shaky video, I'm already really shaky as it is, so I can't help it, but work with me here. Software in hardware is still software. You're just using a hardware workstation like the MPC-1. And see, there's no way to put Roland or Yamaha or Korg sounds into a workstation like that. There's no way that you can do that. So you either have to sacrifice sound or drums. When you get a keyboard workstation, the sounds are going to be a lot better than the drums, in my opinion. And then when you get an MPC, the drums, you're going to have a way bigger selection because they have expansions with drums. And they have a whole bunch of plugins and other things. They have plug-in instruments. They have plug-in synthesizers. They have all that stuff. But I know that it's just, the sounds are not to my liking. My ears, I can hear this stuff, and I'm very picky with sounds. And I know the Roland has some of the best sounds that I know of, and Yamaha, Korg, Dave Smith Instruments, the Prophets, Nord, all those sound great. But MPC is way behind when we're talking about instrument sounds like bells, mallets, harmonica sounds, strings, whistles, you know, all of those kinds of things. They're just not like when you get a hardware keyboard workstation. And this is where, if I would have to choose See, I would choose two different things for two different applications. If I was making Hans Zimmer kind of stuff, just say I was Hans Zimmer or someone like him, because I make that kind of, I make orchestral stuff too all the time. I would definitely not use an MPC for that kind of stuff. I would use a keyboard workstation. I would use a synthesizer or an orchestral keyboard. If I was making drum loops and I was making drum rhythms and I was making sequences and patterns with drums and synth kind of sounds, like wobbly, bouncy, plucky kind of sounds, then I would use the MPC-1 for that. So these are just some things to consider for anybody that's just getting into this. Hey, buddy. Yeah, if anybody's just getting into this, I know for me, it was really confusing to understand all of this at one time and to really kind of put it all together. And I'm still learning about stuff. Like, I still don't know about everything. All right, buddy. You're all right. Yeah, I still don't know about everything. So just like this dog here, he doesn't know why he's barking. That's how I didn't know about stuff before. But yeah, so, and it's very strange. It's very strange because I went from using the MPC-1 for about 2 years and using the Roland JDXi back and forth. And as I was playing with the MPC-1 for a pretty long time, I actually put the Roland JDXi back in the box because I don't have room for it. I don't have room to set it up with my gear that I'm using, so I have to go back and forth because I only have a little table to put it on. But in using the MPC-1, when you use this thing at first and then you use a keyboard workstation and you go on that for a while, you go back to the MPC-1, it's very strange. It feels like a different tool. It just feels different. It feels like amazing for a drum machine, a rhythm pattern making, sequence making gear. It's absolutely amazing what you can do with it. You can sample into it, you can record into it, you can put drum expansions, you can put instrument expansions, you can put plugins to it. You can do literally everything that you need to do to make music, but you're not going to get the sound quality of hardware. You see? You're not going to get the same sound quality as a hardware workstation. It's just not going to happen. Even the drums are a bit not to the dynamic, punchy likeness that I like it to be. And there's a lot of other people that say software is the same as hardware and it sounds the same and it's the same. It just all depends on how you use it. I don't think so. I think hardware is a bit better than software to my ears, and I've been making music for a long time. Like 20 years I've been making music. And this last 6 years I've been making music a lot. And I know for me, when I listen to the Roland JDXi or the Phantom, the sounds are just better. The drums hit differently, the synthesizers, the instruments, they just hit different than software being in the MPC and standalone, if that's making sense. And when we talk about standalone with the MPC, I think people are getting confused. You're using software in a hardware machine. And, you know, yes, some of the drum sounds are not bad. They sound really nice, but they're still not like hardware instruments. You just can't compare instruments on the MPC compared to Roland or Korg or Yamaha, and that's why they're so much more expensive, because there's something else going on. There's more to it with the tubes and the whatever it is. I don't know the specific name, so I can't sit here and tell you, but yeah, those are the things that I own. And I can tell you, if I would be someone that is just starting this and I was getting something, if I was making orchestral stuff, I would definitely go for a synthesizer orchestral workstation. Definitely. But if you're looking to make beats, if you're looking to make drum rhythms, drum patterns, sequences, if you're looking to make hip hop or R&B or industrial or poppy kind of music, whatever, then an MPC will definitely get you going, and it will, and you learn that thing inside and out. You're not going to need anything else. It comes down to, see, when you get something like the MPC-1, what you're going to start finding out is when you go to the plugins, you're going to be like, well, I need better sounds. See, this is what it ends up coming to, is you're going to need better sounds for your gear. That's what it came to me. I realized, well, now I need better sounds. I need better sounds for these drums. I need better sounds for my music. And that's why I bought the Roland Phantom, which I'm making payments on, but I don't even know if I'm going to keep that. If I don't get sound packs that I really like, that my ears like, see, I go by my ear. I will not use a sound that I don't like, that I don't resonate with, that's not giving me some kind of feeling, that's getting me going or getting me moving or bringing some kind of emotion to me. I won't use it. I mean, I'm not saying that there isn't an application for that sound. See, sound is so weird, because a sound that you don't necessarily like, or it's not to your liking at that time, it doesn't mean that that sound is not later going to trigger something in you to use. It might not be for that song, but there might be a sound that you never thought of before. You said, oh, I'd never use that sound. It's cheesy. I don't like the way it sounds. It's awful. There can be a song that you use that in. And I even heard on Bolo, the producer, he used one of the sound effects sounds in his song. And when I was going through the sounds, when I was listening to him make that beat that he made, I said, in my mind, I'm saying, that's kind of a cheesy sound, but it goes with the beat. Like, it's cheesy greatness. It's like if you made a bowl of pasta and you didn't know what to put in it, you put something cheesy in it. You know what I'm saying? Metaphorically, he put a sound that I heard in the sound effects place, and I went through and I ended up hearing that sound, and he used that sound in a place where it was perfect to use. It was to use, but it's not for a lot of applications. It's just that certain beat that he was making, it went with that sound. And I had that happen a whole bunch of times, where I had these sounds where I go, oh, this sound is corny, it's cheesy, I'll never use that. And I end up using that sound. So for me to call any sound cheesy or corny, or I can't use this, that's kind of, I'm not really using my mind. I'm not using my head, because that's bullshit. There is no cheesy sound. There is no corny sound. You can make any sound a completely different way if you mess with it enough, if you put effects on it, if you tweak it, if you, just by changing the attack, decay, sustain, release, and the filter, you can completely change a sound. You can make a bell sound like a string. You can make a synthesizer sound like a bell. You can make a pluck noise sound like a string or a synthesizer. All you have to do is change the envelopes and the filters and put effects on it, and you can make it sound completely different. So anyway, I just wanted to do a quick video on that. Yeah, it's the point that I'm at right now. I realized what I need is quality sounds. Sounds that I like to use, that I'm going to use. That is one of the most important things for me now. I have everything the way I need it. It's just, if you're starting out, go with something that you like. You have to like the sounds. If you don't like the sounds, then you're not probably going to use the sounds. For a lot of people, you're not going to use the sounds. So if you don't like the sounds, then why have it? You see, it's really hard to find the unit or the machine for you that it has your kind of workflow and it's something that you like playing with. It's fun, it's exciting. And I know for me, the Roland JDXI, the MPC-1, and the Roland Phantom are very fun units. I can go back on them time and time and time again, and it's just like I'm beginning again. It's just like I'm starting the whole creative process from scratch every time. And if I don't get that feeling with something, I don't use it. And even the Electribe 2, I have put in a box, but I already have all the patterns filled on that, and I haven't got to getting them out of the unit so that I can make more music on there. But those sounds are not they're not to my liking as much. You know what I mean? There's some really good drum sounds, and I made some really good stuff on there, but it's not, I don't go back to it like that too much because it doesn't have my type of sounds. But there are sounds on there that I like, you see? And there's sounds that I like on everything, but there are some sounds that I don't know if I'll ever use, but it's whatever. You're not going to get the perfect unit. You're not going to get the thing that you're like, oh my gosh, I'm absolutely blown away by this. The only way that you can maybe have that happen is if you get something really expensive that has thousands and thousands of sounds on it, which most people don't have the money for. But if you are serious about this, you can go on Sweetwater and Zounds, ZZOUNDS, like sounds with an S but with a Z, and you can make payments. You can make a 12-month payment, a 6-month payment, and if you get the eligibility for it, you can get up to, like, I don't know, 16 months or 24 months or 18 months or something. But if I would happen to keep this keyboard, I'm making payments every month. There's no way that I can afford something, you know, that expensive. But yeah, and most producers, most people that have been making beats this long, they know exactly what I'm talking about. You have all the drums that you need. You have everything you need. You got everything, but you are looking for that the sound that you will use over and over again. And there are sounds that I like that I will use over and over and over again. But once those sounds, you use them so many times over and over again, and you're looking for something else, you have to have a unit where you can load. Oh, hey, you scared me a little there. All right, brother. Yeah, you have to have sounds that you can get expansions with or get sound packs with, or you can load more sounds into it. Because if you get something that can't do that, see, if you get a drum machine or something like that, you can't load new sounds into a drum machine. Not all drum machines you can't. You're stuck with the sounds that are on there. With the MPC, you can get tons of different instrument, synthesizers, drum packs. You can get a ton of things on that. And with Keyboard Workstation, you can get tons of stuff with most of them. So This is just something to keep in mind for everybody that's just first getting into this. And if you have any questions about this, I would love to answer your questions, because I love music gear, I love music, I love making music, I love it. So if you have anything on your mind that I can possibly help you answer, then ask it in the comments, or let whatever you think about this subject be known. You know, go back and forth with these things. It helps me to be more creative too. So I'll let y'all go. I have to get this wire and transfer my information from an old HDD card. I think that's what they're called, HHD or HDD. And I gotta put it in an SD card, and I gotta change it in my computer, which is gonna be a pain, but I have to do it because I'm out of space in my computer. So I have to do that, and that's what I'm doing right now. So, and there's a lot more stuff to come on this channel. I've been saying this, I know that I've been saying this, but I have been working on getting my setup right to where I can do this, because I still don't have my setup the way that I really want it to make music. You know, the room that I'm in, it's not a good room to make music in. It's a very small room. It's hard to set stuff up. When I gotta set it up, I gotta take it down and move it from my bed to the table, and it's just a pain in the butt, man. I'm telling you, if you're someone like me and you have a studio, I'm telling you, if I could have a little bedroom for a studio where I wouldn't have to move things, and I could just go right in there and have my microphone set up, which I kind of do, but it's just a little different when you're working in a smaller space, you know? And it's no excuse. I have tons of music. I just haven't been recording. I haven't been making videos recording myself playing my music or doing my music. But I do it all the time. I make music all the time. You know, I have my MPC on my bed right now, and I'm making beats. You know, I made like, I don't know, 10 beats in the last day. I'm constantly doing it, but recording it is just like, sometimes, I don't know, people know what I mean too, even if they don't want to admit that on their channel. You just get kind of tired of setting this up and recording, and I know that's what a YouTube channel is, but I don't know, I got to get into that groove, because this is what I want to do. You know, this is my life. I'm an artist, I'm a musician. I live, eat, and breathe this stuff. You know, this is what I do. And I know I have very little people here that listen to my poetry and my music stuff, but that's probably what I'm gonna be doing in the future more than the talking videos. But I still will do the talking videos. It's just, I have so much more stuff that I wanna do. I have so much more stuff that I wanna do, but my health being the way it does, you know, and I've been having health problems for a very long time in my life. This isn't something new. I've had nerve problems ever since I was a kid. You know, I had some kind of genetic thing going on that I really can't help, and that thwarts me from doing more of what I want to do, you know, and that's why I tell y'all, if you're healthy, don't take your health for granted. Please listen to me. Please listen to what I'm telling you. If you're healthy, stay healthy. Do not get unhealthy. Do not do something that you're going to fuck your health up with. Please listen to what I'm telling you, because your health is everything in this life. And if you're not healthy, you can't make music. If you're not healthy, you can't move around. If you're not healthy, you can't, you know, do the things that you want to do in this life. So I know I sound like I'm preaching, but I'm not. This is stuff that I got to tell myself every day when I'm out here doing these videos like this. I was not feeling good a little bit ago, and I took a little of my medication, and I started moving around and doing what I got to do, and I feel a little bit better, but I haven't been healed yet of what I'm going through. You know what I mean? And maybe I never will be. Maybe this is something that I'm going to be dealing with the rest of my life, and it's not fun. It's not fun sometimes. It's really not. And dealing with it is, sometimes I don't even know how to deal with it, to be honest with you. And this is where I put my frustration, I put my life, I put my health, I put everything into my art and music. That's the one thing that does make it something right now, is when you're suffering or you're going through something or life is throwing life at you. This is what makes the artist the artist. This is what makes the individual the individual. This is where you attract people, is when you tell people about your suffering, when you tell people the things you're going through, when you talk about things that are happening. This is what people want to hear, because we're all human. We're all going through the same thing. You know what I'm saying? Nobody's different here. I'm not different. I want to be different. I want to sound different. I want to make different music, but I'm not different. I'm not different from anybody, man. I'm a guy. I'm going here right now to get a little bit of food and to pick up this package of this wire. I'm no different. I'm doing the same shit. And I know I sound like I be preaching and stuff, but I'm not. I have to do this. I have to give myself a pep talk sometimes. Even though I don't like motivation stuff and I don't like pep talks, sometimes I have to do that for myself, because if I don't, then I'm going to stay down in the shit. And I don't want to live like that. I really don't. So anyway, y'all, take care. Yeah, just let me know what you think in the comments. And look, I'm not trying to be an asshole saying this, but if people don't have something that they have a question for, or they don't know something, or it's something to be more productive, or something that is going to help you and I really don't want to hear comments that are, just slandering or saying something really stupid. I really don't have time for stuff like that, y'all. I really don't. I got one life and I want to live my life, and you and I have one life. So spending it doing dumb things, irrelevant things that don't matter, and stuff like that, I ain't got no time for it, So anyway, I'll let y'all go. Thanks for watching. Later.